Okay, everyone, welcome back to my channel. Mail call. This is Boomslang here, and so we're going to recap the weekend. This is my first attempt at live, so I hope it actually works. I posted a video on the equipment I bought, and the camera glasses didn't work out as well as I thought, but that was mostly operator error. So I have to practice more with those. But I do have this webcam, so I am able to go live and at least allow you to see what I picked up over the weekend between um, yard sales and the flea markets in my area. So starting off with the one yard sale that I did go, which was kind of listed as a on. It was listed on Facebook Marketplace, and it was listed as a estate sale. So I went and checked it out because they said they had baseball cards and stuff like that. So some of the things I got there, like this uncut sheet of. Let me get my glasses. That would help, right? I always do that. Well, anyway, I'll find them sooner or later. This uncut sheet of cards, and as you can see, I don't know who all is on here that's any of importance. I just picked out some things. The guy had like 200,000 cards, but I mean, you know, they were mostly junk era stuff. But there you go. You can see kind of part of it. I know I'm kind of cramped here on the space. Are there any Hall of Famers on here? Not on an individual card, it doesn't look like. So anyway, uncut sheet. Some people really like them. You know, I have a few of them now in my collection, but I'm trying to get this to work, but it doesn't seem to be working too well. I got to work on positioning yet. So the second thing I bought, yeah, I guess right there. Sorry about this, guy. Second thing I bought was only like $1. Were these wrappers for these old scratch off cards that you could buy. I still have some unscratched in my collection somewhere. So someday I'll take them out and I'll show them to you. But that's wrappers. I just figured, something neat to add to the overall, collection. Here is some Upper Deck team sets. Not Upper Deck. Top Stadium Club team sets. The two we had, I snatched up. There's a Seattle Mariners one here with Ken Griffey Jr. right there on the front. And there's one here for the Houston Astros with Bagwell. So Biggio's probably in there somewhere, part of the Killer Bees, right? So that's two. And then the guy had this other uncut sheet of these, like the Drake's cupcakes. And on here, there are some Hall of Famers, like Dave Winfield, Mike Schmidt, Pete Rose should be in the Hall of Fame, Jim Rice, Eddie Murray, Bill Madlock should be maybe in the Hall of Fame. Carlton Fisk is. Let's see who else. Reggie Jackson. Gary Carter. And the list goes on. Rod Carew. There's Billy Buckner, rest in peace there. Billy B. George Brett, Johnny Bench, and so on. So this was nice set of uncut cards. Fairly decent shape. And then the last thing I got from this guy out of his PC was this binder. Now, I spent a total of $20 at this yard sale for these things here. This was the most expensive out of the $20 spent. And this is a binder full of cards. And it starts out, so-so. I mean, we've all got these cards, right? But then you start seeing, you know, some nicer cards, and it just gets better and better. Further back you go, there are Hall of Famers in here, you know. But the cards get even better the further back you go. So let's just cut to the back. You can see there's early 80s cards in here. Fleer, Gunrus, some early 75 tops are in here. Some 70s tops are in here. 77, 78, 79s. So this for $10 and all the Hall of Famers that I got in here, to me was a big score. 2 Frank Thomas rookie cards right here. Unfortunately, it has the name. What else did I see? Nolan Ryan, gold, Topps gold. What's that? 92 Topps. Gold winner, which means it's a second production run of the gold cards. First production did not have the word winner on there. FYI, little tidbit. And I saw some in here. I didn't see it at the time, but there are some error cards besides the Bonds rookie card that's there, right there. There are some not so obvious errors, like the Alan Trammell. It's missing an L on the front, and that was clear. But anyway, I'll do another video on everything that I come up with, Hall of Famers, blah 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 blah. So that was $20 spent. I think I spent $200 on the whole weekend on stuff. So there you go. Then I got this box, a 3,200 count box of cards. Just hodgepodge. When I walked up to the guy, and by the way, like I tried recording some of this stuff, but it's so hard to do it. Like this was Saturday when I didn't have my spy glasses and all that stuff. So it's hard to do that and hold your phone and talk and thumb through boxes and stuff like that. That's the reason why I got the glasses, to do more hands-free stuff and free up my hands. And so this card seemed to be stuck. Anyway, about this box. This guy wanted $20 for the box. And, you know, what I can see in there is just a bunch of commons. Mostly baseball. There's some football and basketball tossed in here. Some oddball, like Olympic stuff. You know, Sports Illustrated kids. And they were pretty boogered up. Oh, there's an old one. Didn't even see that one. So I didn't even go through the box. And here's a Clarence Jones, you know, nice old Topps card in fairly good condition, other than it's off center, off cut. And here's a 73, decent card, decent shape. But anyway, I have not gone through this at all, so I have no idea what is in here. He wanted $20. I told him, listen, pal, you got mostly junk in here. I'll tell you, I'll give you. Like I said, I'll give you $5 for it. And he says, how about $8? I'm like, all right, $8. I can live with myself for spending $8 on a box of cards that may or not have been overpriced. But there it is. So that's $8 invested here. And I have no idea what's in here yet. And I'm pulling out another 68 Topps. So you know, maybe I will find that one or two gems in here. Some old football cards in here. Nice. 72. Hear that? So anyway, I'm going to have fun going through this. I didn't think I was going to have fun, but just by thumbing through, I think I'm going to have some fun going through that. So now I walk into, this is, by the way, this was from the Berlin, New Jersey flea market. This is from my usual guys that I go to the Berlin flea market and buy off of. There's two guys there that's what they do. They sell cards and stuff. And I always buy stuff off of them when I go there. Well, they've had this box sitting there. And I bought a couple. They were asking like $2 each for these cards. Well, and you have to take the grading with a grain of salt, you know. Whoever GMA is, right? I don't know. But this is a Steven Strasburg. It's a refractor. It's a Bowman or no Topps Chrome refractor. Without my glasses, it's hard to see the year. But And I have no idea. Oh, there they are. Hold on. Now. All right. So the year on this is what? 2014. All right. So there's Steven Strasburg's very good ball player, pitcher. I think he just was the fastest to 1,500 strikeouts, right? Just within the last couple of weeks. So here they are. These are all graded Gem Mint 10. Again, you take it with whatever grain of salt. And he was asking $2 for each of these. Well, there's like 19 here. And I just went down and I said, you know what? There's, other than the Strasburg, I don't know. Like there's a Tulowitzki that one of my subscribers said he would have jumped all over this Tulowitzki because he's a Colorado Rockies fan, even though Tulowitzki's no longer with the Rockies. And then I'm like, oh, let's look at this one here. Here's a 2002 number 7 overall pick Prince Fielder, and 2005 number 7 overall pick Troy Tulowitzki again. So all these are graded Gem Mint 10s, whatever. If you're a Baltimore Oriole fan and don't mind all the Chris Davis strikeouts and the low batting averages, whatever. There's some Chris Davis cards here. So you got the chrome refractor, you got the purple refractor, and then there's a green one here. There's another purple refractor. Well, longer story short, here's a nice Chipper Jones. I already picked up the one that was a 9.5. And this 9 was still sitting in there, but I'm like, I already got one. Why do I need another one? Well, they're still sitting there. I went through the box, and there's a Gem Mint 10 Mark McGwire. Pretty nice card. Anyway, and that's a BCCG, a Beckett, and these are Beckett, so take it for whatever. And this is Final Authority, TFA. So again, take it for whatever it's worth. But these are BCCGs like that you get in some of those blaster boxes and stuff that you buy at the store. Guaranteed to have one graded card. Anyway, I got all, 19 here? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 19. I got them all for $20. So just over $1 each. So that's a great price. They are in good shape. Let's get rid of my Yankee shirt here. Get rid of the bag. Moving on now to today's flea market finds. Today's flea markets, I've got for free. I had a nice long conversation with one of the vendors there. Now these are in rough shape, but there are, what are they called, the exhibits or whatever? I forget what he said they were on that. But they're, he saw I had my Yankee shirt on. He goes, you know what? Let me get you the Yankees out. Look at Phil Rizzuto. I got one that I believe is a Mantle in my collection, but that's the only one I had. So now I've got some more Yankees to add to it. Pretty nice. Very nice. Got him for free. He was selling them. We had a nice conversation. I'll be introducing him later on in another video. His name is Mark. And he's an eBay seller, and so I will give him a shout out here in a minute. He also gives a shout out, and you'll see in the video, to the Jabs. He watches the Jabs family, and the past is alive. He likes them guys. I believe he's a subscriber to them. I got this off of a guy, and I don't know if you can see them, but this was a bit pricey. I got the 1964 Roberto Clemente, one of these coins that they randomly inserted into cards. Really nice shape. $20 for that one. Then I got this Frank Robinson, 64. Really nice shape. And then he had other Yankees there, but I didn't want to spend a fortune because I was limited onto my funds, and I had still had just gotten into the flea market. And 64 Whitey Ford. So 3 very nice coins there. Very good shape. He wanted $5 each for the Ford and the Robinson. Then the gentleman asked me about if I'd seen the other cards. I said, yeah, I was looking through your boxes. He goes, no, these cards. and he showed me this old Athletics patch, Philadelphia Athletics. Put that there. This old, and I'm not a Phillies guy, but he was National League Philadelphia Philly champions. I don't know what year that's from, but that was in the bag too. And then he just started thumbing through the cards. All right, so there's a Jim Bunning. Put that there. Here's a like a 52 Bowman. And that's Richie Ashburn. Here's a 58 or 59 Robin Roberts. Yeah, they're not in perfect shape, but you got to consider the era, the age of the cards. Here's a in the 60s, early 60s maybe, 60 or 61. Ed Bucci. Another Ed Bucci, whatever, I'm probably butchering his name. Here's another one of Ed. Here's one of Ed in a Cubs uniform. That's a 61 right here. Here's a 69. Chris Short for the Phillies. Here's a 57 Ed Bucci again, I guess. 57, yep. Here's a 65 Pat Corrales and Costin Shockley, Phillies rookies. Here's a, I don't know what year this is. I should, but I don't. I want to say late 50s.
The weekend recap. Appreciate you all.
Richie Ashburn.
Got a lot of stuff this weekend. A lot of packs, as you can see here.
Hold on, I got
Eric and I met up with our old
Jabs family's coming on. We got a Dallas Green, 65 Dallas Green. We've got. I can't see my camera. All right, we've got 57 Robin Roberts. It's got a crease in it. Still nice. 66 Jackie Brandt. 66 Dick Allen. Not his rookie card. Bo Berlinski, 65. We've got a 1970 Chris Short frosted flakes. Here's another Ed. So we got 3 of them. That's nice and creased. And another Dick Allen. So there we go. So that's what we got. Now he wanted like $70 for this, and I'm like, no. I gave him 65 for the cards and the coins. So that's what I got those for. Basically, I bought the cards and got the coins for free. So that's that from that vendor. Then I got from other vendors some more stuff. I picked up a commemorative 2004 New York Yankees medallion coin. It's funny. I was walking around, and another vendor had one at another table. I got that for $1. The other guy wanted $3 for his. So when he asked, I said, "Oh, I already got one from another vendor." He goes, "Oh, what'd you pay?" He said $1. He goes, "Oh, we can have that one for $1." I'm like, "I already got one. What do I need 2 for?" So then another guy had these up. There was a lot of, by the way, at this Columbus flea market, I was surprised at how many people were there selling cards. So they had this Darryl Strawberry. Now the things are all scratched up. This Ryan Sandberg. All right. This Tony Gwynn, all in really good shape. And this Kirby Puckett, 85 Donruss. I got them for $2.50 a piece. So $10. I got them. Good deal. As far as I'm concerned. Even though I have them in my PC, you know, they're Hall of Famers. Why wouldn't you want, except for Strawberry, why wouldn't you want them? Then I got these off of another guy. This came off of the guy at the end, Mark, who I did manage to get some video on. So So it's got a talking baseball card here, record, not punched, never used, right? Still mint conditioned, and a bunch of Don Mattingly baseball cards that I don't have. I may have seen them, but never picked them up. I may have seen one or two, but never like the whole complete set. So I had to snatch them up because I am a Yankee fan. I'm bumping my camera. So there you go, Don Mattingly across front in its own little binder. Nice. I bought this nice Mickey Mantle little stand-up made of durable plexiglass with his image laminated over the front. Very nice. I love it. And then I got the Mickey Mantle binder. Same thing. It's got unpunched talking baseball card record. Unpunched, unused, mint condition, and a bunch of metal cards too. Hard to see, but they're like a whole complete set of these. I've seen these cards around, but never. Maybe it's not a complete set. I don't know, but I mean, I've seen these out in individual things for sale, but never this many together for one price of $3. $3. Right? And this is that guy Mark at the who I will post another video. And he gave me these for free once we talked for like an hour, he and I. And he saw that I was a real Yankee fan. He said, "Listen, I'll give you them for free, just for sitting around talking with him, talking baseball, talking the hobby." So next, I got from a different vendor. This guy had tons of stuff, but by the time I got to this guy, I was out of money. So these are I've seen pictures of these, but I never had them. They're a little rough, but for $5, because he wanted 10 at first, and I got it down to 5. They're little storybooks, and I saw the Mercer one, Yankee, and I just gotta add them to my PC. I don't have anything like this, So there they are. They got a little staining on them, but still, it's definitely good stuff. Good stuff. Another guy selling comic books, and he had a whole shoebox full of these baseball comic books. So he was selling 3 for $5. So I had to throw it, and I was running out of money. And so I picked up this Sandy Koufax. I picked up this Joe Namath because I am a Joe Willie Namath fan. And a Mickey Mantle. This was the last Mantle he had in the box. I don't know what's in them. I'm not a big comic guy. But you know what? It's something baseball related, something Yankee, something Mickey Mantle. And I guess this signifies his Triple Crown that he won. Oh, God, what year was that? 50. I'm not even going to guess, but I don't want to be wrong. But he won the Triple Crown. And then Carl Yastrzemski won it. And then Miguel Cabrera won it. And there was a couple before Mantle, of course, who won it. But not many. That's like the hardest feat in all of baseball. And then I came across this other guy who was selling these complete factory sets of tops. So here's 2003 set, a 2002 set, and this 2000 set. So I bought them all, and I got them for, he wanted 25, 25, and 20. I got them all for $60. No, $40. I'm talking down to 40. Because I was like, no. I kept saying no to his prices. And I said, look, thanks. And I started walking away. And then on the second attempt to walk away, he goes, well, all right, well, how much you want to pay for them? I said, I was thinking $40. He goes, well. And I said, all right, well, no problem. I walked away. And he lowered his price even more for me. So I was able to get him a lot cheaper than what he was originally asking. He wanted like $60 to start out. Then another guy had some boxes. I met him. He's in another video. I met him before going to the flea market, and I've dealt with him before and I bought stuff off of him. Nice guy. His name is Rand Greenblatt, and he sells on Facebook Marketplace in my area, and he does a lot of autograph stuff too. Well, he was advertising 9 complete sets of baseball cards, hand collated mostly, but here's a complete set of 1986 tops. Here's a complete set of 1988 tops. Here's a complete set of 87 tops, which I bought actually for my boss. Here's a complete set of 89 tops. Here's a complete set of, I want to say, 90 Dunruss. This is a complete set of 88 Dunruss. Now, obviously, I don't think this is the original box. This is a box for something else. No. Here's a complete set of 89 Score, which I haven't really opened up and looked at, but there it is. You can see. I even got the little quiz things in there. Mint condition, but it's Score, yeah. Not the most pricey of cards. Then there's this 2006 Topps set, Target exclusive set. And there's this 1987 Fleer. Oops, bumping the camera again. 1987 Fleer set. And this I did the 1987 set, which I'm giving to my boss, my one boss. So, and the last thing I bought was a bat. Now, I've got a bat collection that I'm starting up, and this is not a real old bat. It's not a Louisville Slugger. It's an Adirondack, but it's a Reggie Jackson model. You can see it there. Let's see. Reggie Jackson. And that's going to go in right now with the other 2 that I have, which, that's all I have. They're not that easy to find. This is a Carl Yastrzemski. You can see that, but that's the Yaz's bat. And this is a Jackie Robinson model bat. Jackie Robinson. And that's it. That is the recap of the weekend yard sale flea market excursion that I had. So if you tuned in, thanks for tuning in. If not, this will be posted later on, but this is a dual thing where I get to test out my live streaming, and it appears to be working. So I want to thank everyone for tuning in, for watching, and if you didn't tune in, thanks for liking later on after it gets posted, delayed, whatever. And it's Boomslang signing off. I see that John Jabs is doing his, so I want to tune over and catch what he got on his weekend excursion. Again, thanks for watching, and hey, we'll see you on the next one. Sorry, guys, I'm not standing right next to my PC where I can't answer your chats or anything like that, but thanks for tuning in and watching, and I will see you all on the next one. Peace. Thanks, guys, for watching.